Hi guys, I hope this is working because my screen is not saying anything. I just checked back because I went live then and it was there, so here's to hoping. I've got no comment bar or anything. I've got one person watching maybe. So, okay, hi, good morning. I'm going to take a sip of water. I have actually just done a yoga class, so I should, morning Bon, I should be feeling relatively warm. If you are going to join in with some of these postures today, maybe just wriggle out the body whilst I'm talking a bit. Maybe just, you know, encouraging it to open up a bit. Just stretching. Nothing forceful. Just more like moving around. Good morning, Sister Vanessa of mine. I feel a little bit calmer this morning. Still a bit shaky. We all have nerves and adrenaline and built up tension in the body. It is Friday today. I don't know if anyone else feels that this week has been as long as it does for me. By the way, I've got quiet music playing. Can someone just let me know if it's interrupting my sound or not? Friday feeling. I've written down some notes here. I've had a bit of a mad one. I've got things being delivered. I've got blinds being fixed in a different room. So I'm really sorry if there's noise in the background. I'm going to try and stay focused for you all. We're going to have a bit more of a play today because last time we went through the sun salutation, some sequences. I'm going to try and do some moves and give some examples of how you can use yoga postures for strength and just building up sort of maybe muscular strength, a little bit of flexibility, but a little bit less of a flow today, and see if we feel a bit more energized. We might feel more tired after this. I had a glass of wine last night. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not feeling fresh. So let's try and take a little second, everyone. I'm going to get back here somewhere. I'm going to leave the comments up just in case you guys want to talk. I'm going to try and remember this time to go through any comments. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments and I will go through them at the end. Maybe talk to you if you're still here. If you are joining in, please be in comfortable clothing. Remember, I'm not a teacher and I cannot see you. I would love to. It's really strange doing this and not being able to see who is there if you're joining in. If you are joining in, nothing should hurt at all. If anything hurts, pull back from the posture. I'll try and give some options. So remember just to pull out of those postures. If it's really uncomfortable, don't do it. If you have any pre-existing injuries, if you know you've got knee problems, and I say this is, you know, strong on the knees, maybe decide to not do that posture at all. You can come into a down dog during the time I do these other postures, or you can come into maybe a child's pose, or just rest, sit, watch, learn, try out some of the other postures that I'm going to do. So, if everybody is ready on this lovely Friday morning, I'm going to take the sun salutation. I like to always start with the sun salutation. Gets my mind focused into what I'm about to do. We went through it in the last video. If you haven't watched it, I am going to do it quite slowly, so just try and follow along. And take a second just to center your body, letting everything that you've had stress you out this week, just try and breathe that out of the body. Our minds race all of the time. Mine is the worst. So we want to just try and let go of all that today. Maybe lifting the toes, finding where the weight of your body is, thinking about tucking that hip underneath. And when you're ready, just reaching the body, giving it a nice gentle stretch. It's Friday, we're going to try and not be too rigorous, she says now. And take a breathe out, forward fold. Remembering not to come to your edge when you're taking your first forward folds. Just gently, you might be up here, maybe using your arms to just strengthen your body so nothing feels too painful. If you can, touch the floor. Just thinking about relaxing that head over. And then breathe in, halfway lift, remembering to extend the spine so you're not here. Try to stick that bum out and thinking about the spine being nice and long. And breathe out, fold. You're going to step back into your plank. We're going to do a few planks today, guys, so get ready. And slowly lowering down, pushing forward into your baby cobra. You want to think about the elbows tracking behind you when you do your cobras. I'm just checking you can see me. And when you're ready, breathe out into your downward dog. In your first down dog, remember to pedal through those feet. Trying to lengthen out the spine where you can. And then coming back for a moment of stillness here, taking some nice breaths. And then gently walking the feet back to the hands, into your lovely forward folds. Nice deep breath. And then breathe in slowly, bending the knees, rolling up through the spine, saying hello to that ceiling, and bringing the hands to heart center in a prayer. We're going to go again. Breathe in. Trying to take in some of that lovely air around us. As we breathe out, we fold. Deep breath in, halfway lift. Lengthening those spines, and breathe out to fold. Jump or step back into your plank. And breathing out, lowering the body. You might need to use your knees just to help you down there. Gently easing the body into your baby cobra. Or if you're strong and warm today, you can take your up dog. I'm not going to. I'm tired today. When you're ready, just breathing back out, tucking those toes under into your downward facing dog. And then looking towards your hand, you can jump or step those feet back, finding your forward fold. And then gentle bend in the knees, rolling up through the spine, extended mountain pose, hands to prayer. We're going to do that one more time. Nice breath in. And breathing out, forward fold. Breath in, halfway lift, nice long spines. And breathing out, forward fold. Jump or step into your plank. And breathe out, lowering the body, using those knees to help you if you need to. Into your baby cobra, or up dog. My phone is ringing. And then slowly finding your downward facing dog. And jumping hands to feet or walking them forward fold. And come back up into your mountain pose. Hands to heart center. I'm just going to check that isn't someone trying to get hold of me. No comments saying this isn't working. I'm going to go with it. Okay guys, so as I said earlier, I'm going to try and give some examples of moves I might use for strength. Bit of strength, bit of energy. I'm not going to move around too quickly. Hopefully, just take a sip of water if you need one. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit brighter, a little bit longer. And try to focus the mind as much as warming up the body. So when you're ready, we're going to get back into that lovely down dog. We're going to do a lot of down dogs today. So you want to be thinking about the bum touching the ceiling. The head's going to come out to the front of your mat. So trying to find length. You don't want to be here on your toes or trying to get the heels as close to the floor. It's quite a tricky one to do, but just giving yourself some length. So from here, I sometimes like to play around with jumping to my feet and jumping back. And just jumping forward and jumping backwards. This fires up the legs. It helps with my balance. It helps with my focus. If you can't do these full jump, maybe you want to just practice doing one big step And one big step into a downward dog. And play around with it in your body. Maybe when you've got up there doing a forward fold, coming back down to bend, to come back into that lovely downward dog. So you're just testing out your core, firing up the arms a little bit. Increasing that heart rate a little bit. I'm going to twist this. I feel very twisted today. Am I twisted? There's banging and knocking, and I'm trying not to get distracted, guys. So just keep playing around with it for a second. Finding your body is warming up, giving you a bit more to work with. And when you've played around enough, just stretching up, giving the body a little bit of a rest. I'm really sorry about the drilling that's going on, if you can hear it. So another exercise I might do for a bit of strength in the legs and the arms is a chair pose. So you can do a chair with your hands into prayer if you find arms get really tired, but if you can, you're going to scoop those arms forward on the diagonal, and your feet will be together here. Slowly bend your knees and get low, as low as you can. So if it's from the front, my knees are together, palms facing together. Just staying down there, seeing if you can get lower. This, in a chair, you want your body diagonally. So you're not up here, you're not down here. Thinking about that spine, firing up those legs, and breathe. Maybe shake those legs out a little bit. Hi, Hannah. I'm going to take that again, and this time we're going to try and do a little twist. So you want to come find your chair pose. I'm going to do it this way. And your hands are going to come into prayer. This might actually be enough for you to test out the balance. Try and keep low. My heart's pumping a bit now, but it's not nerves. It's the body going. So we want to keep the hips level if we can. We're going to get the left elbow and hook it around the right knee. So you want to come into this position. You might not quite get there. You might want to just test it out, see if you can. If you can, great. You're going to try and keep that left hip level when you're turning. So not twisting the whole body. The hips are square. And then if you can, it should feel so nice in the back there. You're going to take your gaze to the ceiling. A couple of breaths here. Try and breathe slowly. It's very hot in this room. And when you're ready, just release back into your chair pose. So we're going to try and stay low if we can. If you really need it, take a little break, shake out the legs, and then come back into your chair pose. Hands to prayer. And this time, your right elbow will hook over your left. And bringing that gaze to the ceiling if we can. Think about pushing that right hip back. A couple of breaths. I am a bit sweaty. You might be if you're joining in. And back into your chair pose. And slowly folding the body over, just giving that spine a little bit of a break. Making sure that head is nice and heavy and relaxed. A little bend in the knees to come all the way up. You might want to take a second here. Sometimes you can feel quite dizzy. Hopefully not too dizzy. And a nice deep breath. I am tired today, as I said. So the next pose I'm going to show you is an eagle. So it's similar to a chair in the sensations you're going to feel in your legs, I think. You're going to come, actually let me show you the arm bind. So your arms are going to bind. Now, I'll give you an example. You bring both your arms above your head, and as you come down, the right one is going to go underneath that left one to bind. You ideally would like to get your hands, your palms facing each other, and bringing those arms down, you should feel a nice opening in the back. If you cannot get your arms to bind, All our bodies are different. If you can't get that bind here, then just place your hands on your shoulders. You're going to be doing the same thing. So maybe practice that out for a second if you've never done it before. It can be quite tricky. Arms up, right is going to go underneath the left, and you're going to bind either here or try and get those palms to touch. Maybe crossing the thumbs I find really helps. When you're ready, we're going to drop our hips, come into that seat. This time, rather than the body being over this way, the body wants to try and stay upright. You're asking quite a lot of it there. But you want to think about coming down. You might be here, and that's okay, but we want to try and pull the body up. It doesn't finish there, guys. If you're doing that, I'm really proud of you. We're going to put the weight into the left leg, lift that right leg over. It might just come up. You might just want to test out your balance, telling the body to do something new. Or if you're feeling strong, you keep low, maybe crossing that leg over the top of the left leg. And if you can, you're going to bind that leg round. And you want to bring the legs and the arms into the center. So just play around with that for a second. Maybe you can bring the body up a little bit higher. I'll do it from the side so you can see. Bring the body up high, bending the knees low. You can fall out. And everyone release. Bring those arms above the head. We're going to do it on the other side. So this time, if you need to practice that left arm going under the bottom. So swoop. There we go. Remember, you can put them on your shoulders because that can be quite a challenge for our human bodies and what they do in everyday life. Thinking about trying to pull those shoulders away from the ears. Maybe you can see past your hands. So when we're ready, we're going to bend generously in those knees, putting the weight into the right foot this time, lifting that left leg. Here might be enough, it might be a challenge, just testing out that balance. Here, you know your own body, I can't see you. So just be gentle with it. If you can, lift the leg, cross it over, maybe give yourself a double bind. If you can, you find that quite easy, then think about, can you level your hips anymore? Can you bring your knees further to the left, your arms further to the right and get into one nice straight line? Or think about that back coming upright and the legs nice and low. And release. So that's your eagle. You can practice those at home. I find them really nice because your arms are busy, your legs are busy. Your focus should be in one place, and I feel like it really clears out my mind, which not a lot does. Quick sip of water if you want. Good morning, Fran. Whew, okay. So now we're going to take a downward dog again. These exercises I'm going to do next are a bit of core strength, which is very useful if you want a bikini body, or it's just very useful day to day. Core, good for the back, keeping you strong, keeping you upright. So we're going to take our down dog when you've had your sip of water. Just easing that body, letting it rest a little bit. Remembering in a down dog that your feet should be hip width apart behind you. Pushing your bum into the sky. So we'll take our three-legged dog, lifting the right leg. It does not matter how high the leg comes, but you want to think about trying to keep those hips level. So you may find you're up here. I mean, I have a habit if I go too high of rolling into my hips. So try and keep them level. It's okay if your leg only here. And from here, we are going to bring that knee, hollowing out the back of it, to our chest. Staying here just for a second, and then coming back out into our three-legged dog. It's going to be really strong in the arms, actually. So it's good to push that core. Thinking about your navel pushing against your spine. You want to Look at your knee, bring it to the chest, and push out. And we'll do it one more time. If you need to rest, come onto your knees, and then maybe try it again. And bring that right leg down. You might want to drop the knees here. Just give yourself a quick child's pose. Giving those arms a bit of a shake. We're going to do it again with the left leg. So, back into your glorious downward dog. Lifting that left leg. Trying to think about keeping those hips level. And hollowing out to bring that knee into your chest. Shifting the weight further into your hands. So you should be able to maybe wriggle your back leg a bit. And pushing back. And again. Hollowing out that stomach. And one more time, guys. And out into your three-legged dog. Dropping that leg, knees to the floor, maybe pushing your bum down. Finding the ground in a nice child's pose. Don't know if anyone else's room is as hot as mine today, but feel free to take some water whenever you need it. I'm going to jump around a bit because we're going to find a down dog again. Oh, the drilling sound, lovely. That's what I want right now. So if you had your sip of water, we're going to come into a down dog. I'm actually going to just move that there. Oh. So, lifting that right leg, this time opening the hip. So bending that knee and just trying, if you're down here, just trying to push that right hip towards the left and opening out that side of the body. And when you're ready, bringing that right foot between your hands into your high lunge. I like to stay here. I could just stay here for the rest of the afternoon, really. I'm going to try a twist in this position. So your back foot, toes tucked. Being nice and long. You might want to adjust. You may be up here, and if you are, bring your feet closer together. Don't let that knee track over. That's going to be way too horrible on the Achilles there. So come quite wide. Make sure that knee just does not go over that ankle. You don't want to be here. You want to keep it nice and firm. It's fine to be a little bit further back. When you're ready, arms above your head. And then slowly breathe out, hands into prayer. This may be challenging enough for you. You might find your legs are already burning. And if you want to stay here, come out, come back into it, then you can. If you want to go a little bit further, bring that left elbow. And you're going to hook it against the right knee again. Staying nice and low if we can. And then testing out your balance, bringing that gaze to the ceiling. Can you edge your right shoulder further back? Pushing your left elbow into your right knee. Whoa, I'm getting wobbly. And release back into your down dog. Maybe pedaling out, especially that right leg there. And when you're ready, bringing your left leg into your three-legged dog and opening the hip. You might even be able to see underneath that armpit if that feels good. Just giving the body a nice upside down stretch. And then when you are ready in your own time, bringing that foot through, left foot between the hands, and slowly up into your high lunge. I want to take a crescent, if that feels nice. This might be testing out the balance enough for you. Hands into prayer. Just finding focus. If you're feeling strong here, then your right elbow is going to come to your left knee, giving that spine a nice twist. Trying to stay long, so not here. Hunching over, keeping the length. And then, whoa, maybe falling out, maybe not. Just slowing down to focus and stay. a nice breath. Hands to mat. Step back into that downward dog. Well done, everybody. We're not finished, I'm just saying well done. Maybe knees, taking a second just to breathe. I am very, very warm, guys. Hi, Neat Neat. Okay, so I'm going to think about how I might stretch out my lovely groin. I need a lot in dance. Do some interesting moves on stage like this sometimes. So I think this may be one of the last down dogs. So take your down dog again, guys. You'll learn to love it. I know it's quite tiring for the arms. We're going to take a lizard if we can here. So three-legged dog. Your foot is going to come to the outside this time if you can. This is what you're aiming to do. So right foot outside of the left wrist. You should feel that's quite a nice stretch. Obviously, I'm quite flexible. You might find that this up here is enough for you. You might even need to take that back knee and rest it on the ground. Should feel lengthening here. So being here might be fine. Keeping those hips nice and level. It's really nice for your quads in the left leg. If you're feeling quite strong with that leg tucked under at the back, you might, or with the knee down, you might find you can gently ease the elbows down. It's really nice in that hip. Remember, nothing should be painful. Do not push yourself too far in these postures. Don't force them. Bring that knee down if you need to. Sometimes it's really nice just to roll onto the outside of your foot so your little baby toe is on the floor and your big toe is facing the ceiling, and just rolling out that leg, opening up that hip. And you might, if you're nice and warm, be able to get that forehead down. If you can't, it really doesn't matter. So then from here, wherever you are, knee down, you're going to tuck those toes if you haven't got them tucked already. Push that leg back into your lovely downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling through the feet. When you're ready, lift that left leg, and it's going to come to the outside of your left hand. Remember, if you're finding that really challenging, just bringing that back leg down onto the floor. Be quite strong on the knees sometimes. You might want to bring your left foot rolled and maybe come down onto your elbows. It's nice to slow down after doing some balancing, I think. A few more breaths here. And when you're ready, wherever you are, tuck the right toes back into your lovely downward facing dog. So from here, we're now going to go into a pigeon. I'm shifting all around the place. So this time your right knee, so lift your right leg, your right knee is going to replace your right hand. So you might want to look up, just give it a look. It doesn't have to be graceful getting into this position. I'm hoping you can see me. Let me shuffle back a little bit. So your pigeon, from your down dog, just bringing that knee and replacing it there. So ideally, in an ideal world, your hips will be level, your back will be nice and upright. You might not be there quite just yet, but that's the aim, is to be here. This might be a really difficult and challenging thing for you. So if it is, just stay here, nothing should be painful. The foot, if you want to protect the knee, should be parallel with the top of your mat. It doesn't have to be, That makes it stronger in the hips. You might feel that more in the hips. I like to have mine at a slight angle. And maybe if you're feeling up for it, you want to walk your hands. Staying here is fine. But if you want to, you might want to increase that stretch by just walking the hands forward to wherever you feel is pushing that body a little bit more. Maybe hands, chin on the hands, resting, or even the forehead on the mat there. And when you're ready, if you come down, just come back up. You see my makeup that I put on my mat there, so this could be interesting. And then slowly easing yourself back into your down dog, because we're going to do that on the left leg. You might feel that you're really unbalanced here, or feeling longer on one side. So let's make sure we level that out, lifting that left leg and replacing that left hand with your left knee. Give yourself a little bit of a shimmy and a shake. Maybe encouraging that foot to be more parallel, maybe not. Okay. You might find this is enough for you. Just encouraging those hips to level up. Or you may want to just give that body a little bit more, lengthening over to forward fold. Maybe bringing your hands underneath your chin or your forehead to the mat. Taking some nice deep breaths. And slowly coming back into the downward facing dog. Jumping or stepping the feet to the hands into your forward fold. You might want to take a ragdoll, grabbing each of your elbows, as demonstrated lovely by me. Maybe nodding the head a few times, maybe bending the knees a couple of times, and slowly bending the knees and rolling up through the spine, extending the arms and bringing your hands back into prayer to the heart center. So your legs should feel quite nice and warm now. I'm just going to do a little time check if I can. Okay, great. I'm going to do a little plank sequence next. Because after that I'm going to do a little back bend. Just a little back bend, so we'll go through these quite quickly. So firstly, you want to find your plank. And you might need to be on your knees, just to fire up the arms, because we've been firing up the legs a little bit. We're just going to practice doing some push-ups and chaturangas. So you may find that you want to practice bringing your chest and your nose slightly before your hips, or you may want to come up into full plank, and the elbows want to be coming forward, the arms alongside the body, lowering the body all the way down to the ground, taking a nice breath in to breathe out slowly, trying to come back out the way you came in. Maybe taking a rest, maybe going again, breathing out to lower slowly down. Nice breath in, come back up. We're going to take a side plank, so shifting the weight, bringing that left leg, turning towards the left, I've just turned towards the left. The left leg wants to cross over in front, give you a bit more of support. If you want, you can bring your toes on top of each other, arm above the head, and you may want to lift that leg, staying strong in the core. It's interesting to try and talk like this. And then slowly coming back into your plank. Maybe if you need to, just giving your body a little bit of a rest, bringing the knees to the ground, pushing back up into that plank if we can, turning to the right hand side, Your right foot is slightly in front of the left for balance. Arm up if you can. If you want to. The right leg might go above the left. And you might want to raise that leg. And slowly back into your down dog. And then come to your knees, just having a little rest. I like to do lots of planks and plank sequences and chaturangas and push-ups. I used to be really, really bad at them. Practice, 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 guys. So now I'm going to give you an example of some back bends. If you are joining in, if you have any pre-existing back conditions, please do not join in. Or take them really, really easy. Gosh, it's warm today. Okay, so when you are ready, some examples of some back bends, including the baby cobra. You're going to lie on your tummy, bring your arms to your side just for a second. It's very nice to lay still. Okay, so you're going to get your hands and you're going to put them just below your shoulders. So align with where your nipples would be, I guess. Making sure the elbows are lifted. So you're not down here this time. You're going to be here with the elbows up. Chin will be on the floor. Your legs should stay relaxed as you ease that upper body. So you're not using your arms at all to push the body up. You're using that lower back strength to pull up. That's drilling, sorry again. You test out the balance here and just lift those arms for a second. And then you'll know whether you're using your arms to push you up or you're using your back strength. And release. Bring your arms down by your sides, your cheek to the mat. I'm going to do that one more time. So, hands, elbows up, facing towards the ceiling, relaxed legs, and gently using your lower back strength to ease you up. Maybe bringing your focus slightly higher. You may be able to look at the ceiling. And release. And this time bring your left cheek to the mat. So we're going to do some leg lifts, just still back strength. So you want to shimmy your body over. It's going to look a bit odd, I don't know if you can see, I hope you can. So your arms by your side and you're going to encourage them to go underneath the body. Now, eventually, palms are facing down, sorry. So underneath the body. Eventually, you want to be able to get one hand on top of the other. If you can't, getting them anywhere near under the body will do just nicely. So, chin is going to be on the mat, relaxing the left leg. You're going to stretch, point that right foot and slowly lift it off the floor. Doesn't matter how high it goes, you'll feel it in the lower back if you're doing this right. You're not forcing yourself using that left leg, you're just pushing through that lower spine. And release. And then we're going to do the left leg. So lengthening the left leg, pointing it, and then using that back strength to lift that left leg. And release. There's only one way it can go from here, guys. You know, practice trying to lift both legs at the same time. You obviously can't use your arms because they should be underneath you or as close to the body as humanly possible. So, nice inhale, breathe out, lifting both your legs. Trying to keep your chin on the mat. It's a nice one. Just go for it. Keep going. And release. Slowly untucking the arms. And, you can just hang out for a second, guys. I said it was going to be nice and gentle, but that's quite intense, isn't it? So from here, if everyone's feeling really tired, just take a rest. But this may be somewhere that you introduce your bow pose. If you do yoga and you're joining in for a little bit of a talk through, then lifting those back legs, chin on the floor. I'm going to try and grab the legs from the outside of the ankles. I hope you can see. So if this might be quite a stretch for you, it might be stretching the knees. Just stay here, nothing should be painful. If you fancy it, we're going to go for a bow. So you're going to kick your legs into your hands first. So that's your first action. Oh, this one. And then everything's going to lift. Shoulders, chest, head. If you can get that gaze to the ceiling, then fantastic. Ready? Kick back, push back, and look up. I can't really talk here. Taking little sips of air as you do it. And release. And bringing your cheek to the mat and just lying still. Okay. When you're ready, gently ease yourself back into a seated position. I'm going to take a quick sip of water. I'm going to check the time. Sorry guys, I'm a bit flustered today. Okay, so one more pose I'm going to just demonstrate for you today. I had a few more. If I do another one of these, I'll keep going, but just going to take a few rounds of cat-cow, and then I'm going to show you a fixed firm pose, which is a really nice quad stretch, knee stretch. It's a nice way to relax. For me, might not be for you. So just take a couple of if you're going to try this out, just take a couple of rounds of cat-cow, so hollowing out that back, which should feel really nice after a back bend. And then, extending the back, and hollowing out for another angry cat. And breathing out to extend. So, fixed firm pose. You want to sit on the floor between your heels. Now your feet should be facing backwards. This could be really hard, like strong on the knees. So if you can't get your bum down, that's the aim. So your feet are alongside the body, pulling that flesh away from the sit bones and sitting between the feet. It's a great ankle stretch. I'm going to be taking a lot of down dogs. It's completely the opposite, so it can be quite nice. This might be a real push for you. So again, as I said, nothing hurting. If you're trying this out at home, please don't injure yourselves. Please know where your limits are. So if you're feeling nice and comfortable in this position, feet tracking backwards, you might want to slowly encourage the body back, maybe onto the elbows. Your knees should always stay on the floor. So even if your bum isn't quite on the floor there, your knees want to stay on the floor. So going through the postures, this might be enough for you. If you're comfortably here, then lowering the body back onto your elbows. And maybe, if it's available to you, easing your back, lying on the floor, grabbing each elbow above your head. So this is really stretching out those ankles, bringing oxygen into those knees. Taking a couple of breaths. And then when you're coming out of this, you're going to remember to look after your back. So if you're in the full expression, just gently up onto the elbows and slowly up, coming onto all fours, and then pushing back, wide leg, child's pose. So I was going to take a couple of more poses today, but I'm actually going to just cool us down a bit now, and then I'm going to talk to you for a second. I'm going to check to see if any of you have left me any questions. If you would like to, just pop them in the comments. I will check back after this video is done because I know some people won't be watching it live, so leave some comments and I will check back and answer any questions you might have. If you've joined in with me, I'm just going to come onto all fours. We're going to thread the needle just to try and find neutral spine again. So right hand's going to come in this lovely gap you've made for it. Gently lowering the upper body. Don't push yourself. You may be able to get that shoulder onto the floor and look to the ceiling. If it doesn't feel good, you've gone too far. It should feel quite nice after all the things we've done with our back today. Slowing down our breathing, coming back to center, and then taking your left hand, threading the needle through the nice gap you've made on the right side of your body. Maybe your shoulder will come to the floor. Maybe you'll be able to see the ceiling. If not, that's all okay. And then, when you're ready, back into all fours. I'm going to come onto our backs now for a very attractive posture called Happy Baby, which I really enjoy. It's a very playful pose. Might not look the best on a camera, but here we go. Taking our middle fingers and our index fingers, we're going to try and get hold of the feet. Nice generous bend in the knee. And if you can, you're going to come into this lovely position, which is a Happy Baby. So legs are wide. You might want to use your arm strength to just encourage those legs further back. Just play around here. It's actually really fun. Probably look very, very strange right now, but that's okay. I'm fine with it. Maybe rocking side to side. And when you're ready, slowly releasing. Giving your body a nice big stretch. Pointing those feet if we can, stretching those arms, tug of war within the body. Then I'm going to do complete opposite. We're going to bring those knees to the chest and give ourselves a really nice big hug. When you're in this pose, as much as it's lovely, you're just hugging yourself, you might want to think about getting those sit bones to the mat, finding as much of the spine as possible on the mat. So giving yourself a nice double chin. Pressing those legs down, you should feel it in your hips. Nothing should be sharp and shooting. I find it's a bit of an odd feeling, but it's a really nice feeling in my body, and I hope it's a nice feeling in your body. And then slowly release into a Shavasana. You may want to stay here for a little bit if you want to, if you've joined in. If not, when you're ready, rolling to one side. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Easing the body up into a comfortable seated position. Arms above the head. Finding a prayer. Maybe giving yourself a little bow. Thanking the body. I'm thanking you for watching, for joining in with me. Namaste, everybody. Okay. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'm going to check if there's any comments. Is there any comments? Hi, Jazz. No questions. Okay. So, guys, if you do want to drop me a question, if there's anything that you'd like me to answer or maybe cover if I'm doing another one of these. I know we have the lovely Josie doing another conditioning class tomorrow. So she's our aerialist. Well, she's many things. She's wonderful. But she will be doing some body conditioning, floor-based, I assume, again, because not all of us have aerial rigs in our house, shockingly enough. So join Josie's live body conditioning at 10:30 British summertime tomorrow. You can check back on any of the videos we've done this week. So there was Von's HIIT, my yoga, which was a bit more of a flow last time, Josie's conditioning, this one, and then, hi Jazz, and then another conditioning tomorrow. All of these videos are free. We've made them to try and keep, you know, up to date with you guys, show you guys what we do or how we're trying to stay sane and fit during this time. But if you do feel like you've enjoyed it and you are able to and you would like to, you can buy us a coffee as a way of supporting us. Obviously, our industry has taken a little bit of a turn. There is no large gatherings, there's no entertainment right now. We're all a little bit bored, we're all a little bit, well, we're all coping with this strange time. If you can, and if you would like to donate to help us girls with, well, getting through this time, there is in the comments down there somewhere a link to buy us a coffee. So have a nice day, guys. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy Josie's class tomorrow. I will be watching Josie. I'm sure we will all be joining in. Nice to see you again, Amy. Take care, guys.